I'm live. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I'm forgetting something, so I'm probably fine. Uh, I could tweet this. You know what? This is a boring one. I'm not even gonna tweet it. Forget it. Forget it. It's boring. I'm actually gonna do things and not leak code, so I'm not gonna tweet it. Oh, you know what? I did forget something. I forgot dark mode. Let me put that on there real quick. Okay, there we go. All right. So, oh my gosh, I didn't even know where I was last time. But I think I'm at a point where I can show you. So we can do some SQL, right? That's my favorite stuff. We could do it. We could get some SQL going. It's super exciting. Okay, so let me just run through what I've done so far. Actually, you know what? I'm not at that point yet because I'm gonna mess around with templates. Go HTML, just like vanilla regular HTML templates, right? So like I'm trying to do the simplest thing possible. I don't want to pull in any. Do you see? Okay, first of all, do you see this right here? Right, that there's no external dependencies, right? This is all from the Go standard library, right? So yes, this is all from the Go standard library, and there's nothing going on. There's no like fancy things going on. So, Dark D Mario, good night. How's it going? Yeah, it's so funny. I think we're always online at the same time. That's hilarious. Um, all right. So, what was I? Oh yeah. So templates, right? Good night. Well, wait. Are you talking about go because we're on the line at the same time, right? Because it's 7 for me. It's 7 p.m. for or sorry, 19. It's 1900 for me. Uh, but Ecuador. I actually looked up Ecuador's time zone, and it's 1 hour ahead. So it's like Central U.S. Central Time. So it's 20. It should be 20 for you, I think. But actually, you know what? I'm not even sure because I don't know what the daylight savings time situation is there. All right. So one thing I don't like about this is my templates. Right. I want to show you this. I want to show you this templates stuff that I did. So the way, okay, first of all, the way go. Oh yeah. Why do I have this? Why do I have this here? What is that? Okay, I could just show you what I have here. So what I've done so far is I have a main function, right? And I have a .m file which has a port variable in it. Yeah, 20 o'clock, 20 o'clock. Yep. It's like right on the dot too. I started right at 7. Okay, so I have a local. I have a thing. The server's running the standard library HTTP listen and serve, right? And then I can delete this. And then I also have a app function that I pass into that standard library HTTP server. The only thing that's cool that I'm doing is I have a middleware implementation here. And so what happens is I pass a variadic argument, right? That's what in Go, the ... and then a type means there's going to be 0. Actually, there's going to be 1 or more of these in there. So that's what that means. It's variadic, right? So it could be 1 or many. So like this one, this is fine with just the 1, and then this is fine too, right? Same type signature. So I have this app, and it makes it adds a bunch of handlers, and then it wraps everything in this app function, and it calls the middleware in reverse order. So it'll call logger, and then the request will run, and then it'll call CSR protection. The request will run, and then it'll call sessions. That request will run. Wait, this is wait. Do I have it backwards? So it goes request, 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 and then it comes back and says response, response, response. So like CSR protection, and then sessions, and then logger on the response, and then logger session CSR protection on the request down, right? So that's that. So that's like the only thing that I'm doing that that is something. And the way the middleware works is like I just got this from some Medium post somewhere. It has a function signature where it returns a handler, and then that handler will return a handler function that actually gets called and does the actual work. So where I was now is I've added sessions, right? So here I create a random hexadecimal number from CryptoRand. This is also standard. This is all standard library stuff. Go just gives this to you, and it's pretty cool. I mean, Ruby does too, but what are you gonna do? So random hex, right? 32 bytes of hexadecimal numbers, and then I set an expiration time for 30 days, and then I set a cookie, and I actually set a context, so I could pass the session ID that I set in the cookie to the next middleware, CSR protection. And CSR protection also creates a random 32 byte hexadecimal number. What is this? What is this music? Okay, it's this. Okay, maybe, yeah, we're getting into some weird stuff now. I don't know if this is good. Okay, this one's good. All right. Okay, so the CSRF token is also a random 32 byte hex, and I also need to set that in the context, right? Because I'm going to need it for. I'm going to need it for, wow, it's really slow. Okay, so I'm going to need it for CSRF token. CSRF token. I'm going to need it for the next middleware, which is going to set it in the view, which I have not gotten to yet. But right now I want to fix I want to do more template stuff because I'm still not like super into this. And I also looked at FlyIO's example of FlyIO Golang, and I really liked it. And it's really simple. So what they do is they use the embed thing, which like in Go you can compile everything down to one single binary, cross compile across all platforms, and this is the way to do it, is parse fs. So the way I'm doing the templates is I'm like trying to do some horrible reverse, like I use these blocks here, right? And then I set them from the other one, but to make that work, to make this work, where I define the body, and then like I use that as the thing. First of all, it's ugly. Second, in order for that to work, I have to keep a hash or a map of all the templates that have been parsed, and I have to parse layout first and then the other templates. So I have to loop through, right, all the views or all the templates in the views directory, and I have to keep a map of them, which isn't great. Like, it's not great because I definitely would love to just do this instead, and so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna get rid of this, and I can leave the rest of this the same, but for right now, I think I'm gonna do the embed thing. And I'm going to try to see if I can get that working. So my templates probably won't work correctly on the first try, but that's okay. So I think the way I'm going to do it is I think I know enough about how these templates work now, where views, I think it was like that, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. So I think I know enough about how these templates work now. Where, wait, what is going on? I gotta get rid of all this other NeoVim stuff. Maybe that's why it was slow. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I don't think I need this anymore either. Yeah. Okay, so this is following this on the left here. And so when you execute the template, that's the only thing that I was really kind of like annoyed by. But I think if I do some duplication, I should be able to not use the map. And I should just be able to say templates, execute template, and just say layout.html.temple. So if I say not layout. Yes, wait. Do I want to render layout? So here I have two blocks still, but what I really want to do is I want to say which template to render, right? So I think for this I would say index, and then index, the index template, or sorry, the home template, not index. Wow, it'd be nice if I could type. Okay, let's see. So this, I would not define the title here. I don't really know how I'm gonna get custom titles back now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm not really sure. But for this, I would just say, since it has all the templates, right? I would just have to specify the layout, and here I would say, I would actually say define header, right? And then I would put this in the header, and then I would say end, and then here I would say define footer, and then this is the most hacky way to do it, but you know what? It's good enough for me. Okay, so this, and I would have those two, and then here I would just say template header. I don't know if I need that dot. And then template footer. And then I think if I do define header, I could also say this. And I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure about the title. But here I just say template header, and I could probably add something here, but it's fine for now. Okay, so this should work, right? Where I could just say name plus html.temple, right? And then this will, I also need to change sign up as well. So instead of defining the body, I always am repeating myself. Template, header, template, footer, right? It's like the worst way to do it. But I think, where was it not used? Oh, what? Request with context, CTX. Okay. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me close this. I don't need this. What is this? Pattern matches views. Okay. It doesn't like views .html.temple maybe. Pattern matches no files. Am I crazy? Maybe I need to do dot slash. Maybe I can't. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's possible that I can't. I have to actually build it before I run it, right? No, that's not how it goes. Oh, so much for me getting to SQL today. Let's see. Resources, embed fs, template must, template parse, templates. Okay, dot templates is embedded into the binary using the embed package. The template itself is very simple too. A simple go build will create a hello fly binary, which we can run. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting that it doesn't like that, because I definitely have, you know what, I might need to actually call it templates, right? Make dir templates. Go build. Go run main. Pattern matches no files, templates. All right. I'm using Go 1.17. So it should work. I don't know if I need this thing. That looks like a comment to me, but maybe it's a significant comment, right? Views. Oh my gosh, it is go significant comments. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. It's so good. Like all the things that are so wrong about this, but you know what? Go does it anyway. Who cares? Okay, so let's see if it's working here. All right, so that is working. That's looking good. My logging is just sanity checks on stuff. Also, this is log format, log FMT format, so it's pretty cool. You just split on space and then, or you split on equals, and then you're supposed to quote these. But oh well, if there's spaces, so you can split on space, you know, or you can split on space outside of quotes, I guess. But yeah, it's supposed to be readable and machine readable as well. So yeah, every time I'm coming up with a new session ID, but that's not gonna change. Okay, so this is working, I think. Let me see. Yeah, because it's showing the header and the footer. And then not only that, but if I you know what? Let's try to get my title back real quick. Because I definitely, let's see, Golang block, code blocks, identifiers, Golang, template block. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Content templates, define, home, content title. Okay. And then this has template title. Okay, so I think I can, instead of saying block title, I can probably block title, default content will show. So I think just having blocks and just defining them will still work. Let's try. Define title, and custom title from homepage. Okay, let's try it. Okay, that's definitely not working. So that's cool. Let's see. Home, this is the homepage. Title. Okay, no such template footer that you can add to the bottom of it to get rid of the, okay, whatever. Block title, content. If your content don't have a matching define. Okay. Okay, so that's the whole point, is just that they won't throw errors, right? So I said define title, and it's definitely not, oh, you know what? Because I have to define before the header, maybe? If it goes in order? Let's try that. I think I was in the yes. Okay, so that's definitely not working. Yeah, I'm not really sure how that's supposed to work. Let me see. So it renders base and then about, and I'm rendering template header here. So I wonder if I actually name it something. Template title. And then I think if I define title and default title, okay, then it should, whoops. It should, I don't need this. It should at least say default title there. Okay, so that still says default title. So I can't really redefine the title from the home page, which kind of stinks. But I wonder. Yeah, I guess I can't really. Redefine it. I wonder how I can do it though, with parsefs. Oh my gosh, this song is on here again, or is it a different song? Oh, this is really slow. What is this one? Okay. Oh, wow. That's actually horrible. This one's probably okay. All right. All right. I will go back to this and see what's going on. So this one, actually, the base and the home get rendered first. It gets rendered first. So the order is significant here, but I don't want the order to be significant. But it's possible that what I want is not going to happen. So yeah, maybe if I do a block, I think I'm Googling the wrong thing. What if I default layout title? All right, let's try this. Let's see, default layout title. Okay, let's try Golang. Layout. Redefine. That's what I wanted. Redefine block in child template. There we go. Later in a place that does not want something. Okay, this person's doing something. Parse. Oh, they're actually okay. Templates can be redefined in successive calls to parse before the first use of execute with a body containing only comments. You can't erase an already defined. Okay, so that's definitely not what I want. Make blocks easier to use. Let's see here. New OH parse. Okay, let's see. My naive approach. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if what I want to do. So template layout to define content in templates themselves. Block content, default content, define content, template, define content. Okay, I mean, that's what I was trying to do, right? Define title and let's see here, home title. I mean, it's definitely what I was trying to do, but it's definitely not working. It still always says default layout title, and it's probably because I'm doing the parse fs thing and like the order is not really happening like I want it to. I mean, I guess what I could do is a hack instead. So like, okay, the way it's rendering is home at layout, right? But I want layout to come first. So so what I could do is I could just rename layout, right? I could just rename layout to app layout, right? we could just call it app_layout. And I think so I think oh, I didn't like that. Wait. No such file or directory? Oh, right. App. There, like that. Okay. So I think, okay. Yeah, so now that I've named it app layout, right? So this will get rendered first because it starts with an A. I haven't looked at the implementation of parsefs, but I imagine when you glob like this, it does it in order of alphabetical order. So I think if I go back to home and I say define title and I say home title, this might actually work. Let's see. This is yeah. All right, so that's how you do template inheritance with Go. Oh, you know what? It actually says home title. Wait. Oh wow, it says home title. So it's app layout, and then home, and then sign up. So it actually gets redefined, and they're all parsed. But so now if I don't, so if I redefine this in one place, after the initial parse, it gets cached. And then the next, so sign up, right? Okay. So the sign up partial, I have to now redefine again, right? Title, right? Where I have to say a sign up title, right? I always have to be redefining in every single template now, from now until the end of time. Yeah. And this one, what does this one say? Does it say sign up too? Oh, it does. So it just, okay. I think this is the problem that I had before, where I was like, yeah, well, it's not really working how I wanted to. I wonder, yeah, so I definitely want to render the layout first, right? But I think, I wonder if I used it like a template though, instead of a block. Maybe there's something there. So here we can say define title. Now that I've moved this, default layout title. All right, let's try that. Okay. And then home, we're gonna try define title and home title. Okay, so that says home title, and so does this one, right? Okay. They all just say home title. So I have the same problem. It doesn't matter if it's a block or a template. Yeah, I guess the other thing I could do is, instead of making it a block, right? If I have a layout object that I pass from the go, from the render function. So I'm passing nil here currently, but this could be a struct, right? Yeah, I'm not quite sure that's what I want to do. I definitely don't want to do that, I don't think. So yeah. The defines, they get cached. And it's just whatever defines last wins. They are like not distinct. I can't really do what I want to do with parsefs. I guess, honestly, this is the title. This is the title, and that's that. I don't get a second title. Yeah, let me see. Golang redefine header block. Error. 2014. Wow. So define base. Okay, so then he has a header, and then he has head. All right, then he has body, or she, whatever. As a define header, template base, define head, body. Okay. Yeah, honestly, as I was going through this, I was like, wow, no wonder people use React. Like, this is honestly horrible. I mean, luckily Rails doesn't work this way, but they've done a lot of work to make it not horrible too. ERB doesn't give you anything out of the box, really, that like helps you with this. So this is the map situation that I was talking about, right? But you know what? If that's the only way to make it work, what does effective go? Okay, well, maybe there's something about templates in here. Okay. Yeah, I guess, because even if I don't, yeah, so header, so, okay, so I've just split them across, but honestly, the way it works is, header and footer are distinct, like, blocks of HTML, And I can just call them from any other template, right? And it was working the other way too, where if I define this as body, right, from before with the map, yeah, I'm not sure what I like worse or better. I mean, I would like to set the title. I love, what is this? The template package is powerful. What? Okay. Let's see. Double brace, delimited pieces. The query string. It's appropriate. It's given today. Okay. A useful web server and a few lines of code. I mean, useful is relative, right? This is a get form. So I guess I mean, I love how they only show like one template being rendered, right? All right. Okay. So I either go back to the mapping way, which I don't know if I can even like use the embed thing, right? Template parse files, because I'm parsing. Oh, I guess what I could do instead of parse files here is I could say template. I could say template parse fs, and then I could just parse fs reads from the file system fsys instead of the host list of glob patterns. Note that most file names serve as glob patterns matching only themselves. Yeah. So what I could do is do the same thing I was doing here, right? Where I could just use parsefs this way, and I can still get the embedded. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Honestly, yeah, that's fine with me. Oh, you know what? But I'm using readdir here. I don't think I can do that. Oh, Malva Bomb Bomb, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, all right, so I cannot do this, so I think for now I want to have the one-liner, and I'm just gonna ditch this. I'll just comment it because I don't want to get rid of it entirely. All right, so that yeah, I have to change that back though. I think from parsefs to whatever parse files, right? Okay. You know what? I mean, it's not horrible. I can't get a custom title, which is something I feel like it's something that I probably want. But yeah, for right now, this is the title. It's gonna be it, right? I mean, maybe it's not that important to set the custom title. Oh, you know what? Sign up is also not rendering now. Let me see. What did I do here? Sign up. Oh, I should have actually kept it. To be, I should have actually kept it. Let me make sure this is. Did I do this right? Oh wow, look at that. So even I do have to actually make sure that layout is rendered first. Interesting. Okay, we'll go back to that. Okay, app. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh. Template header, template footer, sign up. Huh. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make a difference. Wait, is there something else I did here in main? what did I change here? Let's go back. Okay. No, I didn't. I'm okay, I think. Oh, okay. Interesting. I changed nothing, but now sign-up's working. All right. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that as it is now, and I'm gonna move on. We're gonna move. I'm gonna move on. We're moving on to storing sessions in the database, right? So like usually, what I think like Django and Rails, the two of them as a pair, partners in crime, really. I over the years they've had quite a few vulnerabilities regarding sessions and session cookies and things like that. So what Rails and Django do is they store the session in the cookie and then they HMAC and encrypt it, right? So like when you get a cookie on your browser, you're not even sure what you're looking at. It just looks like a base64 or like hex encoded piece of garbage, and you're like, what is this piece of garbage, right? And then so they store all that information. So like when you add something to the session in Rails by default, Rails sessions. Okay, so securing so session storage by default is cookie storage, session storage. So Rails cookie store saves the session hash and a cookie on the client side, right? So like just that. So also cookies have a size limit of 4 kilobytes, which it doesn't matter. That's fine. So usually what happens is you call in Rails, you call session, whatever key, right? Whatever, like user ID, right? And then you say, current user, .id or whatever. So like if this is like a login function, this is what you do. You say like, you're in a controller or something, right? Like logins controller, right? Application controller. And you do this, and you're like, okay, I'm logging in now, right? And I'm going to set the session ID to, and then I'm going to redirect to whatever, I don't know, home path or something, root path or something. And so you like look up a user, right? Find whatever, I don't know, by email, right? Or something, whatever, at example.com, right? Okay. And then you'll set the user ID in the session. So when this happens, when session user ID gets called, you're actually updating a cookie for the response, right? So in the set cookie header, you are updating a cookie. You're changing you're changing the cookie itself, and then which gets encrypted and sent to the user, right? So before, I think there was like a few things where like sometimes someone would like not encrypt it because there's like a bunch of levers you can pull and stuff in the framework to make it so that you can not encrypt or encrypt like with a different thing or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it's nice because it's completely stateless, so you don't need a database to run your application. But in reality, Rails always has a database to run their applications. There's never not a database. So the idea that you want a sessionless or a stateless session and store it in the cookie and encrypt it, it adds a lot of complexity, I think, where you don't actually need that, especially since you're like, oh, you know what? Okay, so these are the arguments these are the arguments for stateless session cookies, right? The first argument is it's slow to check the database every request. But if you look at any Rails application or any web application that has a database, you're always checking the database every single request anyway. You're looking for a current user. You're updating things, like the user submits a form. You want to update their information, like their profiles or whatever. You're always doing something with the database. Like there's no getting around that. The second thing, the argument for stateless session cookies is that it greatly simplifies your infrastructure, right? So now you can run a Rails application without a database and without Redis and without anything, right? Yeah, my argument to that is the same thing as before, right? Like you are going to have like if you have a Rails application without a database, then yes, technically, you want stateless encrypted session cookies, right? But if you do have a database, like everyone does, then that is not simplification. In fact, I think so. Those two arguments are not great, right? Because there is a database, and if you the way to simplify your infrastructure is not use encrypted stateless session cookies. The way to simplify your infrastructure is use SQLite. So like, if you're going to use something like Rails or Django, that can only really do like a few hundred requests a second, you already don't care about scale, right? You already don't care. Like, you're not going to be Instagram, right? And no one really is anymore, I don't think. But I think those days are behind us. But your modest website is not going to get the traffic that is required by something like what Instagram has or what Reddit has or whatever. So you don't have to worry about it. Like, you're already using Rails. You're already getting like only a few requests a second, right? And it doesn't matter to you. So what does it matter if every single request you're checking the database for a session ID and a session cookie? You can greatly simplify your code and your infrastructure by using SQLite, which in production, which it will restrict the amount of requests per second, but you already don't care about that because you're using Rails. Second is now I can do something like this. So this you can read. Even if you don't know Go, you can read this, right? So I'm gonna have a sessions table in SQLite, right? I'm gonna do this right now in the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna just create a session ID, and it's a random hex, right? And I'm gonna set an expiration, and I set the cookie, right? And I could give you that session ID in clear text, right? Because I don't care, because the odds that you can guess another person's session ID and send it back to me are low, right? But also, if I really care about tamper-proof session cookies, what I could do is I could HMAC sign the cookie itself, and I could just say, hey, if this has changed from when I sent it, don't just disregard it and just log them out, right? Because they're obviously tampering and trying to like mess up and do that. So that's the only level of complexity I think that I would add to a session cookie. But the beauty of this is like you can read this, right? And it's very simple, and it sets the cookie here. And then what happens is now that I have this session, right? When I come back and I want to check the session, right? So this is only half of it, right? Just setting the cookie is only half of it. So I actually when I come back, I want to check that the session that there is a session, and I want to do something else, right? Based on whether or not there's a session. So the way I would do that is I would get the cookie, right? So I would get the cookie. So I guess like from here I would say a cookie represents blah blah blah. So I think I would say probably something like the request cookie, if there was a request. I don't know what it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this, here we go. Is it going to update? Oh, there we go. Okay. So I called it, the name of this particular cook is called session. And I would just get that cookie here. And then I would say cookie dot value. And that is the session ID, right? Right. I would probably do this in another middleware, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Like maybe I would have like a set session. Maybe. No, I'd do it in the same middleware. All right, so I would have this session ID, and then I would check the database, right? So I would do whatever. I would just do a select from sessions, where session ID equals whatever, right? And then it was session ID. And then from there, right, I would just do a limit 1, right, instead, because I only care about 1. And session ID is unique, and it is a primary key, so it's indexed. And then from there, I would say, oh, okay, there is a session. So now, if there is a session, right, if the session exists, right, man, I have all this stuff running, and it's really making NeoVim really slow. If the session exists, right? If session is true, then I could say, redirect to whatever the home profile page or whatever, right? or profile, whatever. I don't know what it is. Redirect to profile. I have no idea how to do redirects in Go yet, but we'll figure it out. Otherwise, I would say redirect to home, right? Because you can't access a certain thing or whatever, right? So that's what I would do, and that's this is so simple, right? Because even technically, I don't need to HMAC this to make it tamper proof, but I definitely would. I would still probably do it because I definitely want to verify that it hasn't been changed from what I just sent. But yeah. So yeah, this is super simple, and just check the database, right? Just send the ID, like the random hex number, and then store all the session stuff. So here, I'm actually going to set the CSRF token on that session in the same request in the database, right? So that's going to happen here. And then so they don't know what the CSRF token is, right? Well, they will in the HTML, right? But I can verify it that it maps to that session via the database. I don't have to actually store it in the cookie. So yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really care to encrypt the cookie. I mean, I guess I could, but it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. All right, so let me see if I can actually do this. All right, let me bring in SQLite, right? Golang SQLite. So we're just gonna use it. I don't know what database SQL is, but we're gonna figure out what it is. I looked at this before. Installation. Can I not just bring it in here like this? If you want to build your app using GoSQL, you need GCC. After you've built install with Go install, you can without relying. Okay. All right. So let me go get this. Okay. I heard kind of like horror stories. Wait, that was fast. Okay. So go install. Right. I heard horror stories about like Sego and how oh wait, important because this is a Sego, you need to have Sego enabled. Echo. I feel like I've done this before. Export Sego enabled equals 1. Echo Sego. Oop, hello. Enabled. Whoops. Okay, it's 1. It's definitely 1. So I can do this. Yeah, I heard horror stories about like it takes forever to compile Sego stuff, but who cares, right? It can't take any longer than starting up Rails without all the crazy stuff that they have, like Zeitwork and all the crazy like spring loading stuff they have now. Let's see. I was looking at templates. Oh, it is taking a while actually. Look at that. So for this, I can look at database SQL, whatever it is, right? I tried to look at it earlier, but I wasn't quite sure what it is. Yeah, there it was. I think it's just like an interface or something. Oh, generic interface around SQL. Okay. Okay. For list of drivers. What are the drivers? SQLite. Okay, so there's dynamic data typing. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, this one's in pure Go. Wait, how can it be in pure Go? Is a Sego free port is an in-process implementation of a self-contained serverless zero configuration transactional SQL database engine. So it's not actually SQLite then? Like it doesn't save to a is a Sego free port of the C. Oh, they ported it. In-process implementation of a, okay. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I mean, I guess I can look at it, right? I mean, there's no harm there. Let's look at it. GitLab, what? No dark mode? Oh, you know what? I was supposed to use Brave. Let me see. Oh, there's definitely not that many files unless they're like tucked into oh, lib. Yeah. Okay. And there's also internal, right? Oh yeah, libc2. Okay. All right, it goes pretty deep. Oh, it's just tests though. Benchmark. Current results, bench create, cgo, purego. Okay, so it's about like twice as slow. Is that what I'm seeing? Right? Yeah, about twice as slow. Almost. I mean, it's not horrible. I don't really know. Oh, they passed the benchmark sequence. Well, they passed all the tests, I imagine, too. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really care that much. Let's see if it's done. Hey, it's done. Hey, that was painless. All right. So let's see how we can do this here. So I'm imagining that database SQL will help me because I looked at it, but I didn't use it. Okay, there's a wiki page. Yes, that I looked at. Okay, so here we go. We will say SQL open. And I will just do the dumbest thing possible, which is inline SQL. So on app startup, I want to create a table, right? Create session table, and I will say SQL dot open. Oh, apparently, is that not in the database SQL? Var x SQL. Oh, okay. Okay. It was just because I had like completely wrong. Okay, open. Is it? Are we gonna? I've completely broken this? Okay. Let me restart this thing. This thing is freaking out. All right. Let's see. So we're gonna open development.sqlite dev.sqlite3. Just so you know what it is. And then, oh, it's a driver. So what would I call it? How would I, oh, examples. Yeah, let's look at an example here. Simple. Yes, simple. Simple is good. Open. Okay, so it's just called SQLite3. And then that's that. Oh, I wonder if I have to do go embed, but I'll do that later. To valued, value of type db error. Okay. So we could db error, right? And then we could say, can I do that? Okay. And we'll just say check error. Found check. Do I have to have that first? I don't know. Maybe. All right. Is that fine now? Expected declaration found check. Did I do this? No, I don't do that. Maybe I'll do this in main instead of just globally. So I think I can probably yeah, I'm not really sure how I can pass it. Like maybe I can just say var db will be like whatever SQL open returns. A db. Is it db? Can I do that? Let's see. Undeclared name db. Okay, for now, right? And then here I can like reinitialize it. Can I just set that like that? Fair? Oh yeah, this is tricky. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. db equals db, right? Oh, I see. I see what I could just do this. Local db, right? Then I could just say db equals local db. Right? Okay, cool. It's kind of a hack, but what are you going to do? I just want db to be available globally. Doesn't it return something called DB though? Did I just see that? Open returns DB. What is DB? The type. It's a type. It's a struct. Okay. Let's see if it runs. Let's see if it compiles. Undefined DB. Okay. All right. So clearly this is not going to work how I want it to. So what I can do is pass it to app, right? Instead. And then in app, I can just have app take a DB. Undeclared. It's still undeclared. Oh, you know what? It's probably because it's a database. It's probably sql.db. Oh, okay. So now I don't have to do any of that stuff. I could just do this instead of trying to make it all pure and functional and stuff. I can just do what I was going to do before. DB equals local DB. And then here I can say DB is a pointer to DB, sql.db. There we go. Let's see if it runs. Oh my gosh, I swear he's always streaming. He figured something else out after the stream and he couldn't stay away. Unknown drivers, SQLite 3. Did I forget a thingy? Let's see. So this okay, so is this gonna get rid of it? Okay. Hey, it started. Okay, cool. So let's see. We are going to run some SQL. So the first thing I want to do is I want to set. Can I reinitialize DB? No. So I want to set DB to. I want to have a statement here, like this. Create table. Exec. Create table if not exists. Session. I want to make a session ID that is a integer primary key, and then I want to make a well, I'll make an ID, and then I'll make a session ID that is a unique, not null, and it's a text, unique, not null. And then I also have a CSRF token, right? That is text also. That is also not, no, okay, it's text. And then I also want created at, of course, which is an integer, and it is a default, not null, and it is default. Yeah, Unix epoch, I think, is that what it is, right? And then I also want updated at as an integer too. And then let's see if it runs. Okay, so that does run. Cool. Oh, I should probably check to see that the table was actually created. SQLite 3 dev SQLite. Okay, schema. Okay, there's definitely nothing in there, so that that's not good. Let's try to start this up one more time. Okay, so that should have created. It should have at least ran the thing, right? Oh, you know what? Let's check the. Let's not ignore the error. Let's see. Error equals this. So here we could check the error here, and then we could check this error here. And then it'll probably panic now. Yes. Oh, I'm missing a comma. Classic. All right, so that actually did do the thing. SQLite 3 dev. Check the schema. And there it is. Okay, so if I insert into session with a session ID and a CSRF token, well, no, it's fine. We'll just do session ID. The values, you know, whatever, right? And then I check the sessions. Okay, all right. It also did the is it headers on? Is that what we do? Let's see. There we go. So session ID is whatever. CSRF token is null. Created at is not null, so that's good. All right, so now that I have my DB, that's working, I can just replace my comments here with DB exec. And yes, I understand prepared statements, and I will get to that eventually with the queries and other files and things. But for right now, I am just going to do this. And I don't even, honestly, I don't even know like if I would ever change this now that I've been doing this. Inserting to session ID values is going to be a $sign here. Exec, I imagine, is variadic. Args any, yes. Okay. And then this takes the session ID. All right. Yep. Okay. And there we go. And then this over here will be set session. Okay, update session. So this will say DB exec, and this will be an update. Session set CSRF token. Go to this. And also updated at. Updated at is equal to this. Where session ID equals 3. And then this will be CSRF token. Time.now.unix. And then this is going to be session ID. And then let's see if it works. We will we'll actually drop. We'll just delete the whole thing. Who cares, right? rm dev. Okay. rm dev. There. Okay. All right. Let's see. Man, you can move so quick if you just don't do what you're supposed to do, right? Which is like separate files and all this stuff and all this nonsense. Let's see. SQLite 3 dev.sqlite. Let's see. We will check the sessions. There should be 3 sessions, I think. Session. Yep, there's 3. Cool. So there's the CSRF token, and there's the session ID on the left. Okay. Yes. Now that I have this going, and it came together a lot faster than I thought it would, now I can actually check the session on the next request, right? Instead of making a new one every single request. So, because I have the cookie set here, storage, cookie, here's the session, right? You can see it here. There's the value, right? There's the expiration date. Okay. Yes. All right. I have to, so when the request comes in, right, instead of just making a new one, I have to either make a new one or if one already exists. So I have to check it, right? So check the session from the request first before making a new one. Before making a new one. Yes, okay. Rec.cookie, which is what I was talking about before, session cookie, right? So this is now the session cookie. And an error. And check error. Session cookie dot value, right? I can also check if it's expired too, but for right now we'll just check the value. And we will say session ID. And we will say if session ID is not null, wait, what? Is it nil? Okay. Is it really? Okay. Session ID dot value does not is equal to blank, right? Is that what it is? It can't be null. Okay, let me put all this. So if the session ID is blank, make a new session ID. Otherwise, we're just gonna do nothing, right? No, we actually want to set the context to the session ID itself and not the cookie value. There we go. So session ID is the cookie value here. Or I redefine it here. But either way, it comes down here and it gets set in the context. And then this session ID is going to be the same, so I don't have to update this at all. Every request gets its own CSRF token because there was a thing a few years back called a breach attack. Why do I know all of this? I don't know CSRF, but so it's similar. So there's also a thing called the crime attack apparently. So essentially basically it's still secure, right? So someone was asking this 8 years ago. And if your site is vulnerable to breach, blah, 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 the body, one character at a time, blah, blah, blah. The attack only works if the same CSRF token is returned in all requests, right? If the token differs between requests, the attacker cannot use multiple requests to guess it. So to protect against the breach attack, the CSRF token should be different on each page. And it says, however, it is not necessary to create a new token for each request. But I don't care. Like I'm gonna generate a new token. That's fine with me. You know, I don't care about speed that much. So I mean, Django and Rails do this where they XOR the CSRF token with the salt or something from the form, right? But I'm not gonna do that. I should still encrypt it, but yeah. Separating secrets from user input, randomizing secrets per request, making secrets. Okay. Masking secrets, protecting vulnerable pages, length hiding, adding random number of bytes, rate limiting. The rate limiting is also good. So I definitely need that. And that's funny because if you're gonna, like, Rails is so slow that it's automatically like rate limiting, you know? But I think you can go a little further too. So it's funny, like all these arguments against speed and like everything's blazingly fast. It's like, yeah, but like if you're gonna just rate limit requests anyway, I don't know. You don't. I guess like rate limiting is a little different because you rate limiting from like an IP or like an IP pool or range or something. But yeah. All right. So let me see if this works. So I'm gonna get the session ID, and if the session ID comes from the cookie, right, and it's blank, it's gonna make a new one. But if it's not, it just passes it on, right? So it doesn't do any of this stuff. But now I'm not sure. I think I need to actually, I'm not sure if I need to set the cookie on the next header because I don't think yeah, I don't like, honestly, this is so far buried in most web frameworks that I feel like I never really deal with this, but I think I do need to always set the cookie on every request. I'm not sure if it automatically gets passed back and forth. Let's just look at it. I somehow doubt it, that it's going to work without me resetting the cookie. So that's something. Man, all these things that have been done over the years, you know, it's definitely pretty crazy. So this is the same, right? So these are the same, right? So it is actually saving it, and I still have a cookie on each request, right? Okay, so the cookie is stored. I don't actually have to reset the cookie. Which is interesting. Okay, so this is cool. This is working. This is pretty good. I do like this. I don't care to see this anymore, but because I could just verify that the cookie is there in the browser, and I don't have to actually see this like super noisy logging anymore. Okay, so that's cool. Wow, I'm up to 497 microseconds. Wow, that's super slow compared to what it was before, right? Yeah, I guess doing all the session stuff really added quite a bit of time. I mean, I'm still in microsecond range, so I feel like I'm not doing too bad, you know. But yeah, I'm at half a millisecond almost, half a millisecond with sessions. So I don't know, it's getting pretty slow. Okay, let me see. So this is looking good. Obviously, this is actually not looking good. It's looking horrible, but who cares? I'm just doing stuff. Let me see. What is the next? Tudes. I should have called it Tudes. What is the next middleware that I need? Yes, static rendering. Yes, so I have my sessions are actually pretty bad because it doesn't handle the timeout. So I should actually check if it's or session cookie dot expires after raw expires. I don't know, expires expires. What did I set it to? Maxed age. I could also set max age instead of expiration. I could do that instead. Let's do that. Let's set max age. Max age. Yeah, I guess one thing about the sessions in the database is that you can also invalidate them at any time, right? Like if you delete them from the database. Let's try that. Before I change this, let's try that. So I have this data. I have them in the database, right? Which I normally don't. So here I have. I should have. I don't know. I should have one. I think. I don't have any. Cool. Oh wait, it's probably because I didn't do this the right way, right? Where I deleted the cookie. Okay, so now I don't have a session. So when I hit home, oh wow. Okay, so that's actually not working. Named cookie not present. Oh, it actually. Oh, okay. So I'm actually panicking here. So for this, I would say if air does not equal nil. Oh, because I can't call dot value on the nil session cookie. Okay. So I would say if air does not equal nil, session ID equals blank, right? Because I don't really care to do this. Yes. Otherwise, if air does not equal nil session ID, declared but not used. Oh, because it's in the if block. Is that what I'm saying here? So for this, I would just, can I do this of the if like in Ruby? Let's see if I can do this. Okay, yeah, I can't do that. Okay, so this I would just say session ID equals session ID equals that, and here I'd say session ID is equal to nil, or is equal to string, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay, so this should work. It's kind of like kludgy, but it doesn't really matter. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so session ID, session cookie value. So if the error is not nil, then just set it to the empty string or do nothing, right? If error is nil, then we could just do this, right? There we go. Okay. All right, better than panicking, I guess, right? Okay, so now I can check the storage and see that I set a cookie, right? And I can also see the value here, and it should be the same. Okay. So now if I go over to my, what am I doing? Oh, super secret store. Now if I go over here and I check the database again, right? I should be able to invalidate this session, right? So one thing I need to do is I can't just set the session ID to the cookie because I'm just trusting the cookie. Wow, I'm glad I didn't move on from this cookie thing yet. So I can't just do this. I have to also check. So if session ID is blank from the cookie, it's going to make a new one, right? But if the session ID is not blank, right, then I need to actually check that it's in the database, right? So I need to query a row. And I need to say select from session where session ID is this, and we'll say session ID. In fact, I can just do this anyway, right? Because it's going to be blank. So then I can just redo this error. This. Can I assign 2 values? Okay, let me. I can do this, right? Can I do that? Okay. I can say session ID. Yeah, I guess there's no safe navigation, right? Okay, if error equals nil, okay, session ID is that. Okay. Is session ID equals session ID dot. What is query row return? It returns a row? I need to look at database SQL again. Do they have a query thing here? Rows error. Defer rows close. Query row scan. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Query row returns a SQL row, and then I have to call scan and actually put that in session ID, right? Var. Yeah, let me do this. Var session ID is a string. Session ID is a cookie value, or it's this, right? And then so it still could be nil, I guess. Oh, it can't be nil. Okay, so string scan name if error does not equal nil, so error equals if error does not equal nil. If error is, then we could just set session ID to this, right? So we can ensure that it's a string. Okay. Yes. All right. And yes, I'm never closing the SQL thing for now, but that's okay. Okay, so now when the request comes in, I check the session cookie, I check for errors, I check the value, I query the database for the session ID. If it exists, I just do nothing. I just send it on to the next middleware. If it does not exist, right? Then I create a new cookie with a new session. Okay, so now I should be able to invalidate from. Oh wow, look at that. That's definitely not working. I should be able to invalidate from the database, even though it's clearly making multiple. Log format log fatal error fatal F V. Okay, let's see. Is there an error there? Expected 5 destination arguments and scan not 1. Oh, wow, that's kind of nice. Okay, where session ID? Okay. All right, so let me check the cookie again here. Let's delete it. Okay. No rows and result set. Wow, so no rows is also an error. Interesting. Okay. I'm not quite sure if there's like different types of errors. I don't think there are, right? Error equals SQL dot error no rows. Okay, nice. Okay. So here we can just handle this. Error SQL, error no rows error. We don't care really. We could just say session ID equals this. Dot type. How do you get the type of a thing? Is it this? Okay. Is it? Golang get type of variable. Definitely. Oh my gosh, reflection. Type assertions, which is probably already. So we could just say if error type. Okay, I guess we can do this. Switch error type. Case equal dot error. No rows. Dot error. Wait. What is SQL error no rows? Oh, I was actually just checking if it was a function. That was my bad. Okay, let me see. If error SQL no, error no rows. There we go. Okay, that's better. Here we go. So if it's no rows, otherwise do that. If the error is I guess I could do a switch here, yeah. Let's see. So if it's no rows, then that's fine. Yeah, otherwise we'll panic, right? There we go. Okay, let's try it. All right. Oh, wow. That request took I'm in the millisecond range. No, I've made my code so slow that I'm back in the millisecond range. So sad. Okay, so here we go. We've got sorry, I hit the mic. We've got the same session, right? And then I can check the database for the sessions. All right. So this is that last session here. And so if I delete this, right? Delete from session. So I just deleted all the sessions, right? So there's no more sessions. And then I refresh this. It should create a new one, but then it should save it, right? So now there should only be one session. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I can invalidate a session from the database. It's pretty nice. I mean, I never really store sessions in the database. I know a lot of people do, but I don't. So that's pretty nice. All right, so I actually I think I'm at a pretty good place. I think I mean, it's pretty not great. Like ergonomically, it's not like amazing or anything. It's definitely like a very PHP-esque, but yeah. Oh, you know what? One thing I could do real quick is let's get some static file serving. Okay, serve static files. Okay. Okay, so this says handle, assuming that static files, you'll have an index. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try this this suggestion here by this this fine person. We'll do HTTP handle this, and it will say HTTP file server. There. Static. We'll call it public. Actually, yeah, we'll just call it static. I don't know. It's fine. I'm just used to public, I guess. But we call them static files, not public files, so kind of makes sense. All right, so I'm gonna make a static directory, and I'm gonna put some CSS in there. And the CSS is going to make the the body background color. It's gonna make the background color. What's like a good Tailwind? A good Tailwind color for gray. BG gray. It's fine. Not sky, that's for sure. Where is the color palette? Here we go. So we'll make it, we will make it gray. We'll make it slate. Slate 700, right? Oh, you know what we could do? We could just do this. Slate 700, right? BG slate 700. Okay, and then we could say background color is this, right? Okay. There we go. In true Tailwind fashion, right? And then we'll go to app layout, which I don't know if I need this anymore, but that's all right. Class BG slate 700. Okay. And then I will restart this and we will see what it does. Okay, let's see. How does it handle it? Okay, so that's fine. It still rendered the HTML, which is good. So I thought it was gonna fall over because I have a handle here and I have this thing on home too. So I need to, in the layout, I need to actually just say link rel is style sheet, and the href is app.css. I don't know if I need quotes for that. Okay, so are not allowed in strict mode. Do I have to do that? What does that mean? Did I do something wrong here? Did not parse style sheet because non-CSS MIME types. Oh, maybe I have the wrong link. Maybe I have the wrong. Oh, this guy's like free. Post everything, right? Let me see. This is good advice. If the page doesn't and your server is set to fall back or show some error page for non-existent, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let me see. Maybe I didn't understand that Stack Overflow thing. So it's in the folder stack. You'll have index.html file calling, which will result in rendering instead of listing. Additionally, calling any other file in that folder will show that file properly. URL different than slash. You want to serve files from public under URL. Static, you have to use additional function. Strip prefix static. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's just so it's definitely not serving like I thought it would. Let me do this. Maybe I just do this instead, right? Can I do that? Let's see. It'd be nice if I could actually knew what I was doing, right? I did not parse style sheet. I wonder. App.css. Oh, I see. There was I knew there was gonna be a conflict, but the first one won, right? So this handle func, this one won, right? It won out over this one. So you can't actually serve the same stuff like that. So in layout, I have to actually say static, right? Like this. And then that will probably work, but I can't actually use static for anything. Let's see, curl static app.css. Wait, why is it still returning? Is it because I overrode it with the mux thing? I need to actually do that in the mux. Mux.handle. It takes a string. File server. HTTP dir. Is it muxdir? Is everything mux? No. Let's see. So we'll say dir static. Let's try that. Maybe that's what it was, because I'm actually passing app in. Multiple registrations. Okay, so we'll say static again. Okay. Okay, so it's definitely trying to make the request, but it's not really returning what I want it to. Sign up. App.css. Apparently, Stack Overflow is not the greatest place to get this. Oh, you know what? This means because you want to match the complete subtree. Okay. Maybe that was my problem, right? Let's look at this. Okay, so that is there's a lot of implicit things that I don't understand, but I think for this it might work. Let's see, with the trailing slash. Okay, the server responded with 404. Perfect. At least it responded with a 404 and not like a weird thing, right? App.css. Okay. Yeah, this is so weird that it's always returning the home page. Static app.css. What is this stupid? A super secret store. Cat static app.css. Okay, get rid of this stupid thing. We need to look at something else. This person probably, right? Could be good. Man, Stack Overflow, you know? So any pattern home, display the home page. Service specific static file is a subtree path pattern, so it acts a bit like a wildcard at the end. Okay. So UI static. What did I do? Oh, I also did that wrong too. Okay, so I have to actually end the slash at both places. Well, it's glad that I can follow directions. Okay, so it still can't find it though. So when this handler receives a request, it will remove the leading slash from the URL and then just search for this. You must strip the leading static from the URL path before passing it to file server. Otherwise, it will be looking for a file which doesn't exist. Okay. So let's look at this. Mux, file server, HTTP dir, handle static. Okay, using the function with the register for matching paths, we strip the static before the request reaches the file server. Okay. I do like this a little better though. Let's do that instead. File server. This. And then we can say file server, but it's really HTTP strip prefix. Static. What is this music? All right, let me see. What are we doing here? Okay. All right, undeclared there. Okay, so let me try this now. What? I don't like that. Okay, so now it's working, right? Because I had to strip the. Okay, so now I don't even need static anymore. Now I can probably. Whoops, hello. Oh, okay, so I still do need that. Okay. So static is reserved. It's reserved for there it is, the background. All right, so yeah, static file serving also not bad in Go, also not horrible. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty sweet. That's just a 2-line situation, a 1-line situation. Also, still no external gems except for SQLite, right? The SQLite is the one that I will say is external. What else can I do? I wonder if my sessions are actually okay. Let me look at the sessions again. I feel like it can't be that easy. There must be something I'm missing with sessions. Also, the music became horrible. Let's go to this one instead. Better. Let me see. So this session's still the same. I feel like my sessions are okay. I have 29 days until I have to check the expiration, so so I'll probably just leave that off. Yeah, you know, this is looking pretty good. One thing I will say though is to really have this working like the way I would want it to be like really productive with Go is I would bring over all my stuff, right? So like I would bring over so I'd bring over HiveMind, right? And I would bring over my procfile stuff. So I would say procfile.dev. I would bring that over to my super secret store thing. Okay, and then I would also use Tailwind, right? The Tailwind CLI. Get started. Tailwind CLI. Tailwind CSS. Standalone CLI. Okay, let's see. So that was okay. Site templates and all access. Website templates, beautiful designs, engineered into production quality, powered by Tailwind CSS. Okay, we started designing these way back in March. A documentation site template powered by Stripe's new MarkDoc library. Okay, primer, landing page for ebooks, courses, SaaS marketing website. So they have templates, right? Oh, look at that. That's something. TaxPal. Yeah. Dang, this is pretty cool. I haven't seen this. Okay. Everything you need to run your books. Oh, a little gradient right there. That's not bad, right? Let's make it a little bigger. Responsive. Okay. Ugly checkboxes, but that's all right. All right. It's looking pretty good. It's not bad. Okay, so let's see. Keynote, a beautiful conference website. Design that just works as well for small local gatherings. An awesome podcasting template. Okay. All right. When we started working on the things, I had to share access to all of this was important. Blah blah blah. Educational resources. Okay. ROI on a per template basis. Okay. Yep. Okay. You want to get nuts? What? That's 6 months. Headless UI. Oh, right. That's the components, right? Let's see. Even in dark mode, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so how do I get this? Okay, perfect. Just download something off the internet and make it executable, right? I think I already have it, though. Tailwind CSS. Oh, okay, I already have it. Perfect. But I don't have the latest one. But that's all right. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I would do this, and in my proc file, that's fine. I don't need this anymore. I could literally just run the thing, which is really nice. I also don't need any of this anymore either, right? Oh, that's perfect. And then in procfile.dev, I almost don't even need. I don't even need a proc file. I don't even need a real proc file, right? I don't even. I could just use the. I could just make procfile dev the actual proc file, right? There we go. All right, so there we go. So web would be go run main go. And then this would be watch exec yes. And I'm watching Go files, right? And I don't even need this. I can literally just call go run main go, right? I wonder if I could just call web. I don't think I could do that. Watch exec doesn't know what's going on. Okay, actually, you know what? I can even, well, it's all right. I'll just do run. Okay, so now I would say hive mind. I just say hive mind, right? Oh, I also need Tailwind. Tailwind. We'll call it server, right? Server, Tailwind, Tailwind CSS. Well, init one here. Tailwind CSS init. Okay. Compile and minify your CSS, right? Okay, so then we will say, so watch exec is just for Go. So this one, I do actually need a watcher. Okay, so input CSS, output CSS. So this would probably be static, right? Or no, maybe it would be, I can just put it in the thing. So we'll say touch input.css. Let's see if it works, right? There's nothing in input, but sure, let's see if it works. So then I just call hive mind, and then see, now I get all this like nice stuff on the left, right, where it says where it's coming from. Tailwind CSS, no such file or directory. All right. So yeah, so it has Tailwind is running, right? Oh, I need to update it. I guess I can just redo this, right? We can say which Tailwind CSS, where is it? Okay, use a local bin. Girl. Make it executable, please. Tailwind people, hack me, yes. All right, let's see. This, oh, you know what? Move Tailwind CSS to user local bin. And then rm Tailwinds. Okay, that's fine. All right, so then I can call hive mind. Oh, bad CPU type and executable. Oh, ARM64. Oh, wrong one. Got a little ahead of myself there. What are the builds? GitHub, Tailwind, CSS. Releases. Okay. I made my screen really small so we can all see it, so now I have to make it bigger. Releases. 314. x64. All right, x64. Okay, there we go. And then we could just move that instead. 64. And then we could do it again. And then we can start hive mind. Oh. User local bin. Tailwind. Now we can start hive mind, right? So hive mind, the content option is missing or empty. We'll be missing styles. Okay. I clearly don't know how to use Tailwind, but here we go. Let's see. Content configuration. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's see. So Tailwind config. Content is going to be views, right? Dot HTML. Dot temple. And it's also going to be static, right? Dot JS, I think, right? We can say HTML too. HTML and JS. And we'll put a comma. And then, it actually failed. Is invalid. It doesn't like that temple, right? Okay, let's try that. Oh wow, okay. So it just didn't like that because it just is the one. All right, Tailwind's working. Hey, oh, also the server started twice. I don't really understand that. What did I do here? Oh, right. It because the watch, right? Yeah. So watch is. Oh, you know what? I could just call it server. We'll start Tailwind first. Sure, why not? Okay. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I don't have the. Do I not have this? 9101. Wait, is it? Let's look. Is Go running? Go? Run? Huh. Oh my gosh, sorry. All right, let's see. I thought, yeah, I thought I was on a different playlist here. Oh, I was on a different playlist, but now it became something else. Okay, we can just play this. Let's see. 9101, I guess. I mean, I don't know why it's not doing the right port, but it does the proc does HiveMind M variables. I have a .m file though. I have it right here. Are you kidding? Wow, that's really weird. Let's log it. Log printf os get env port. Does it really think it's 9101? Wow, it really does. But it's 9001. That's madness. I don't even understand. I don't even understand that. I guess I'm doing 9000 at 9101 now. I guess I don't know. That's really interesting. All right, so this is probably what I would do to be like more like productive, right? So now I can like do things with HiveMind, and I can see them more better with this. I could do something like I can make changes now, and it'll auto restart. It should anyway. If it's paying attention. Nope, it's not gonna do that. Let's try that. Oh, you know what? Let's do postpone. Actually, that's probably what it is. Until the first change. Huh. Interesting. So watch exec. Let's do html.temple, right? Huh. Wow, I'm at 9 milliseconds to serve that CSS. That's insane. Also, do I have output? I do, right? So I think the output should be static output CSS. Let's see if Tailwind will do the right thing. Is it going to do the right thing? Let's serve it too. Layout. Okay, so that it is serving output, but it's also not really like reading my because I am using that one BG Slate 700. on the body. If I look at output, input.css. Oh, I think I actually need to do something else. Tailwind CLI. I think I might need to do something else with the input. Get started. Okay, init config. All right. Okay, yeah, I needed this. There's always something, Tailwind. Always some kind of Okay, so now Tailwind looks like it's working, right? Output. Yeah, so this is Tailwind, right? And I should see my BG slate. Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. And also the normalize makes it look horrible. So I can probably make this look a little better, I guess. Class flex justify between, right? Or space between. Space between. Wait, no, we'll just do a gap 4. We'll do a gap 8. And then we will also say this is going to be flex call gap 16, I think, probably. Let's see, can we do that? Is it? Oh, because the server is not restarting like I wanted it to. Okay, let me debug this stupid proc file thing. Every time I change my server, it's like freaks out. Let me see. So this watch exec, I'll just do this. Okay, so that's actually doing the right thing, right? Let's touch main doc. Wait, can I how to update? It doesn't matter. I'll just do it in Vim. Okay, all right, there we go. Nothing. Watch exec not doing anything. Also, if you're wondering what watch exec is a Rust tool to. Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to restart. Is a Rust it's written in Rust, and let's try that now. Oh, let's try the restart actually. It watches your file system for changes. Okay, let's do extensions go. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Oh, main. Oh, okay, so that it is working. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. And that's a pretty fast startup time, like for Go, you know. So I just needed that restart flag. Proc file restart. Okay. All right, let's try it. Hive mind again. All right, so Tailwind's running. The server's running on 9101 for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. Now we can see Tailwind working. All right, so let me go back to this layout thing. I don't want that. That's a huge gap. I probably only want like a gap of 8 or something. And then this, I want to be a gap of 4. And then I also want it to be like justify end, I think, right? Or maybe I want it to be... Okay, so I see it here is still gap 16. Oh, you know what? Because it's not watch exec help. All right, what time is it? Oh my gosh, 2 hours. All right, I'm gonna go in like 5 minutes. Let me see. This help meta extensions filter path. Watch a specific file or directory. Extensions. I guess what I could do is watch source or something, right? Or I could watch views. Like that. Let's see if that works. No such file or directory. Let's try that. Okay. Cool. Okay, so views works. But if I now change main.go, it's not going to restart, right? Let's see here. Watch exec. Watch multiple directories. Oh, there's a cheat sheet. Cool. Extensions. Lib. Oh, I see. You just passed W multiple times. Yeah, that makes sense. Watch. Is it like the current? I can't just do dot. Oh, that seemed to be working, right? Main. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So then if I change the view, right? Did it restart? Yeah, it's definitely not restarting. Watch views. Can I do that? And we could do this instead, temple, because it ends in TMPL. Let's change this. Yes, that changed. Perfect. Okay, so that's all the way to the right, but now there's no padding, so it looks horrible. So we'll just do padding X4. We'll do padding X8, right? And we'll also set this to max with medium or XL probably. All right, there we go. It looks a little better. And we could say MX Auto. And this is looking bad. I don't know why it flex row, right? Okay. Oh wait, this is that. Wait, why is this being rendered oh, that's actually the sign up thing, right? Okay, let's look. There we go. Not bad. Sign up. It's looking horrible. Let's see here. Class sign up. We could just do text white for now. All right, so that's, yeah, there we go. All right, look, I can get carried away with this. I don't want to sit here and look at this. Okay, so anyway, that's what I would do to be like more productive, I guess, with Go. And I need like a few more tools here. But the beauty of this is that there's only one dependency, SQLite 3, right? And I've finagled Go into doing some really ghetto sessions that aren't HMAC'd at all. So I will say one more thing about the session before I go in 2 minutes. Let's see. Session HMAC session cookie tampering or something, right? Is that what we're doing? Cookie tampering techniques. Oh, nice. They're gonna talk about cookie tampering. Let's see, cookie poisoning. Ooh, that's even. Cookie prevention. There we go. All right, so hijacking sessions. Yes, that's not good. You don't want people to hijack their sessions. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is this? Wow, we're not gonna look at that. Let's see. We'll just look at Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow. All right. Is it copy from another machine to another? Yes, you can tie a session to an IP head, but it's not really a good idea. Yes, that's true. If this is the kind of end user doing it on purpose because they wanted to change computers, not something you should care about. An attacker has already got access to the cookies stored inside. Is a secret that proves that the identity. Oh, I guess that's true. Even if it's encrypted, copying the whole thing, right? So yeah, even if you HMAC it, right? It almost doesn't make any sense, right? So I think the session's okay. It's just a unique value that maps back to the database. So, I mean, if you copy that value, yeah, you'll just be logged in somewhere else, I guess, right? There's nothing you could do about that, even if it was encrypted, right? I don't think there's anything you could do about it, really necessarily. Maybe there is. Anyway, so yeah, for now, it's looking ugly, but yeah, it's looking good. So now that I'm actually like kind of getting into it a little bit, and I have some, you know what I could do? I said I was gonna go, but I'll just do this real quick. So static files, right? So we can do this before the logger, I think, but the logger will probably just log the response, right? Because I don't necessarily care to see the static thing, right? So I think static files will be a middleware here. And I would say static files is a middleware. And it is a thing that returns a HTTP handler, right? HTTP handle. And it's also HTTP handle. And then this returns finally the response, right? Which is the response writer and the wait, what am I doing here? Middleware, static files. Okay, so that returns request is HTTP request, right? Okay. And then I think I have enough. Whoops, sorry, it's not handle, it's handler. Okay, I think I have enough of these now. HTTP.handler func, right? Is a function. There we go. Yes, okay. All right. This is going to serve the thing, right? Rec with rec. But actually, you know what? It's only going to do it. Wait, I don't even need a middleware for this, do I? Yeah, I guess maybe that's a little overkill because it's already going to do it anyway, right? Yeah, I don't actually need this to be a middleware. Wow, Go makes things pretty easy, I guess. All right, so I'm not gonna make that mode. It doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so cool. Sweet. So that's Go, vanilla Go with loggers, sessions, and CSR protection. There's a few more things that I would do, like e tags, which is like caching. If it's a head request, just return a blank thing. I don't need these either, I don't think. But yeah, so session cookie, right? I already have that. I already have a logger. I have static. The exceptions, I just look at the logs. I don't really care that much. I also have CSRF now, so that's good. I don't have migrations. So I don't have that, but I will be working on that pretty soon. I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna do the SQL thing again. Or I'll just do this. I don't know, maybe I'll just have it inline. Who cares about syntax highlighting and stuff? All right, that's it for today. I feel like it was pretty productive. I didn't actually make any functionality, but I definitely did do CSR protection and cookie sessions stored in the database. And I did it in like a horrible way here, but it's definitely working, so that's good. I think it is. I think it is correct. It's also a strict cookie with the same site strict. And I think it is correct. But I think I have to do a little more research about cookies, or is it about session cookies, just to make sure I didn't miss anything, like where someone could just like hijack the cookie. But yeah, I feel like it's okay the way it is. Yeah, I'm not so like if I copied this, right? I don't actually know. So the domain is there. expiration. Same side strict, HTTP only. It will be secure. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it later. All right, that's it for the stream. Dark Team Mario, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'll be back. I might be back tomorrow. I might not. I don't know. Maybe on Thursday. Not really sure. But I will be back at some point in the future.